Hello everybody, it's been a while. This is Toys of Arkham back with another review, and I think it's been, I don't know how many months since I've done a review, but I think it's safe to say I'm back with a bang. This is a little bit different. It's not a 1/6 scale figure. It's not a NECA figure or anything that is an action figure. It's a statue, and this is a very unique statue. So unique, there are only 50 of them in the western side of the world, and then there's another 50 on the Asian markets, so only 100 in total. And this is a statue that is 1/3 scale. It is made by a company called Deeptale Studios, and they are a company that do custom statues and are a third party company. Essentially, they don't have the official license for the products that they produce, but they mainly focus on alien and predator statues, which is, of course, exactly the type of stuff I'm interested in. And I have to give a shout out to a YouTube channel called, I think he was originally called the Alien Statue Collector, and now he's the H.R. Giger Collector. So he has all of these really amazing statues of the Xenomorphs, and mainly inspired by H.R. Giger himself, who of course designed the original alien big chap from the first Alien movies. And he does fantastic reviews, and I saw this statue being reviewed by him, and it is just sensational. And as he says himself in his video, he says that because the statue company, who are in this case Deeptale Studio, because they're not the official license holder of this Alien Covenant statue, they can take liberties and go that extra step and get really gory, where if they had the official license they probably wouldn't be allowed to do all of this. So they really didn't hold back on this. And I have three young children, three young boys, and I had to obviously be careful as to how I display this. I actually have it up very high so no one can see it, but I've taken it down for this review, and I just want to take you around it, and I hope you enjoy it. But just a brief overview. This, of course, is from the movie Alien Covenant, which, in terms of the movie source material, some people aren't big fans of it. I actually really like it. I know it's a bit of a departure from Prometheus, and it goes a different direction that people weren't originally expecting. But I like the idea of David, who is played by Michael Fassbender, his particular story expanding, and his creation, which was this initially, and then ultimately the Xenomorph. But this was like step one of the Xenomorph's, I suppose, evolution. And this is called a Neomorph. And if you were to get into the whole lore of Alien, this is actually an extremely aggressive. It's probably a little bit more wild and erratic in its behavior, and in that respect probably more scarier than the Xenomorph. So the Neomorph is not a traditional Xenomorph. Obviously he looks different, but even how he is ultimately given birth to, if you want to put it that way, he comes from a sort of a black substance that floats around the air and becomes ingested, basically implants itself into the organic system of its prey, grows within it, and it doesn't burst out through the chest like the traditional Xenomorph does, which of course where you hear of a chest burster. But this guy is actually known as the back burster, so he can come out of anywhere. So he bursts out of the back of one of the characters in Alien Covenant. And just getting back to this particular statue, this is actually a sculpted statue from a precise scene in the movie, which is fantastic, and it's done quite accurately. So you can see how this guy has attacked the victim here, and the head is gone. There's no shortage of gore, guts out, head taken off, legs gone, blood everywhere. So let's take our time with this, and we'll have a good look around. Okay, so the base, I suppose, just at the bottom, is the thing that I think attracts most criticism from the people who have it, in the sense that there's not a whole lot going on. It does say Alien Covenant in a fairly standard font, and it's just black around the bottom. Some people say it should have some sort of design around it and make it a bit more interesting. I think that's a fair criticism, but it's not exactly essential. So it's just a circle all the way around, and it is a it's not a space killer. It's pretty, I'd say it's about, I don't know, I haven't the measuring tape here, but I'd say about 16-17 inches in diameter. And then you see this rocky surface all around the bottom, and it's painted in grey, and this is really nice. Now this, you can see the water effect, and there's a bit of depth, like it's a water pool. And then the poor victim's head, who's had a scratch in the cheek, eyes glazed over. Just get some lighting better there for you. You can actually even see the detail of some veins, the rigor mortis perhaps already setting in. And it's a full head resting in this water effect, and it is absolutely stunning. The hand there, look at that for detail. Again, veins, nails, the blood all around it. And in some footage I've seen of this, the blood has looked a little bit pink, but actually it isn't. It is a red, proper red blood that is splattered on. Looks very good. So the next thing I'll focus on are here the lacerations on the arm. Look at that. How amazing is that? Just extremely gory, horrible, but yet the detail is there. And again on the arm. Let's look at those hands. Those hands on this Neomorph are just so creepy. It's like a translucent type of material. A lot of statues have a polystone that they use. This is a mixture of polystone and I think a sort of a plastic type of resin that gives this translucence effect. Look at that, the bone coming through where the head has now been removed. Let's put some better lighting there for you. You can see that. Again, there's a cut, a gash to the chest as well. Even the tip of the tail has some blood on it. This is an extremely R-rated or 18 plus, whatever way you want to put it. This is for adults. Now look at this. Holy crap. Just want to get the lighting perfect on this so you can see right into the mouth. Look at that. The mouth on this is absolutely amazing. Now, I know a lot of you would be fans of the likes of Prime 1, and I understand why that would be, but I don't think any company I've seen that is a bit more mainstream has hit this level of detail in a statue. So the anatomy of this guy is just unbelievable. It's hard to describe, but there's sort of this purple and white and maybe bits of grey and even a sort of a shade of pink or orange all the way going through this. I mean, look at that. It just looks so real. I'll just pan back here. This thing looks like an actual creature is sitting on top of my table here. It is insane. It's hard to describe. All I'd say is that this could give you the illusion that there's an actual Neomorph in your house, in your room. So from an overview here, you can see the spikes on his back, the tail. And let's look at these severed legs. Absolutely insane. Severed arm. Look at the foot of that Neomorph as well. Absolutely insane. I would be very interested to hear what you guys have to think about this, because it is not for everybody. It is extreme, to say the least. I have a very varied collection. I have a lot of Batman stuff. I have a lot of Terminator, Alien, Predator. But this is the most extreme piece I've ever bought. I think this is the first time I've really taken the time to have a proper look at it, because I've been so conscious with my children about hiding it that I've pretty much covered it up since I got it. And now I've had an opportunity while they're all gone out to really appreciate it and take some time to look at it. But let's just, again, if we just zoom in on that face and look at the blood all over the, coming down the chin, and this thing has just committed murder, and I think it's about to lunge in for even some more to nibble on. But it's fantastic, it really is. It's a 10 out of 10. Not that you needed me to give it a rating, but it's the most extreme piece I've bought. I live in Ireland here, and there is a website here that a lot of collectors will sell their things on, and this came up out of absolutely nowhere. So it was still expensive, but I got it for a little bit less than if I was to buy direct off eBay or anything like that. But you wouldn't even find this. Even if you found this on eBay, it's that rare. You would be paying through the nose. And Alien, as I said, Alien Covenant is just, this is the David's Drawings book, and it I just really appreciate that movie. I think so much went into it that maybe isn't appreciated. The other thing this comes with, and the person I bought it off was very good to frame it, and I've hung it up, but I'll show you it now. It's a really cool certificate outlining what the Neomorph is, where it came from, and then the art director signs it as well, who is the person behind it. You can see it's limited edition. I have number 7 of 50, and again, it's one of those collectibles that I am very fortunate to have, And yeah, let me know what you think, guys. I'm sorry I've been away for quite a while. I'd like to get back to this a bit more regularly. I hope you enjoyed this review. I don't want to keep gushing over it. If you have any questions about it, let me know. If there's something that I've missed and you want me to revisit this statue and give it a bit more attention, I will. It's just every angle, every part of it is just stunning, hard to explain, literally would take your breath away if you saw this in reality. The one thing I will say finally before I leave you is that, and I have statues, I have got some really nice statues that are very impressive to look at. But what they do generally, because maybe they're so big, sometimes they lose that realism that you will get with, let's say, a hot toy figure or in art figure or something, you know, where they actually look so real, like they're straight off a screen. But this, for a statue, just looks so real. It's not like I'm looking at a statue. It's like I'm looking at a real creature. It just has realism everywhere. And that is what separates this from a standard statue. It looks absolutely real. It nearly looks like it's slimy, and it looks like it would feel like a real textured skin. But that's, you can hear that's resin, or sorry, polystone. It's something anyway. It's not skin, thank God. Imagine. But you know what? You do have to be really, really careful with these. Generally, like, everything is delicate to the touch. But amazing, absolutely amazing. Okay, guys, that's it then. Take care. If you enjoyed it, maybe subscribe. I know I'm not that regular on YouTube, but there are plenty of other videos to check out on my channel if you're interested. And yeah, please like and comment, and hopefully I will talk to you all soon. Take care. Bye bye.